Hello YouTube, it is your boy B3 back with another kicking action figure review. Today we have a figure I've been waiting for. This was the figure I was least hyped for in this wave, but I'm still very glad to have it. It is the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin White Ranger from Hasbro. So I've already reviewed SPD Shadow Ranger and Dino Charge Red Ranger, and I should be picking up my Lord Zed tomorrow from GameStop. I think my pre-order should be in by now. They're supposed to call me when my pre-orders come in for action figures, but I think they forget. Because action figures have the street release date, but they don't always show up at the store on the street release date. So yeah, I gotta go check the store, make sure they have my Lord Zed. But I did get my White Ranger because I pre-ordered the 3 Rangers from Amazon, but I couldn't find any online orders for Lord Zed. Blah, blah, blah. You'll hear that story again in the Lord Zed review, probably. Sorry. But here's Tommy, White Ranger. Pretty cool. One thing I gotta give this line credit for, the figures are just standing up in the packaging. They aren't in these weird poses like they put the Marvel Legends in, which means the plastic will more than likely not be warped. I also like these packages. I feel like they're taking a cue from figure arts maybe with this kind of package. You know? Because take a look at this Ultraman Orb package. You know, see, they're kind of similar. And I have some Kamen Rider boxes that are almost just like this. But you can see you got the artist illustration of White Ranger on the front, naming the figure and stuff there. The illustration comes around the side, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers up top, Kala. This on the side. If you want to display these on a shelf all lined up like that with the images, that'll look pretty nice. Product image of him posed up on the back, legal stuff, legal stuff. So now let's finally bust him out of package. I know that's what you were waiting for. And here he is out of package. Tommy Oliver, the Mighty Morphin White Ranger, or Dye White. White Dye Ranger. So he's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. I do have the original release of the figure art, but it's not one... Sorry. It's not one that I often, like, mess around with, fiddle with, you know? It kind of just sits on display. But with my ADD, you know, I like to fiddle with action figures and stuff. Plus, anyone who opens their action figures plays with them a little bit. You know, don't let any adult collector tell you they don't play with them a little bit, because they do. They absolutely do. But he is quite cool. Is he better than the figure art? Probably not. But he's a scale that I really wanted this character in. And, once again, it's just one that I can freely mess around with without feeling like I might lose a part or something. They did reissue the figure art recently. Not a straight-up reissue. It kind of has a new box, and it came with a Tommy Oliver head like this figure did. Which is pretty cool. I do like that they have interchangeable heads, because, you know, Hasbro has to pay extra if they want the head of the Ranger unmasked, because they have to pay for actor likeness. You know, you could get away with this line without paying for actor likeness, really, because they're all masked and etc. But here is the Tommy Oliver head. It actually looks pretty good, in my opinion. I don't think the eyes are too derpy or anything. Not too derpy, anyways. You know, he has his little ponytail because 90s. But yeah, that's a good looking head. I considered displaying him with the head since I have so many White Rangers, but I don't believe I will. Here's Saba. You know, weird thing about Saba, he has gold on this side of his head. No gold on this side of his head. Eyes aren't painted. So I feel like something's up with this Saba. Like, he's not as painted as maybe he should be, because the Shadow Saber was painted totally on both sides, but Saba and the Gabu Volver weren't. The Gabu Volver is the Dino Charge Morpher. That's just what they call it in Japan. I watched the Japanese show first, so if I watch the Japanese show first, then I usually remember that terminology better. But I mean, both sides of the rest of the sword are fine. But a little inconsistent on Saba's head. Maybe if it would have been without the gold on this side, it would have just been silver on both sides, I might not have noticed. I definitely noticed the eyes, though, because I always liked Saba's eyes. How they kind of popped a little bit because they were red. But it's a good sword, you know. It comes with an energy effect. The energy effects seem to kind of be a staple of this line. And I'm not... There we go. You just kind of stick the effect on the end of the sword like that. pretty cool, you know. I think that's a nice option part. I really do. And you already saw his regular hands. He has a Saba holding hand and this kind of karate chop posing hand. And then he just has 2 fist hands. I'll probably display him with Saba in hand and with a fist hand, though. So let's see how that works out. We take out the Haya hand. He's got long pegs in him, by the way. And we pop in a punching hand. Fist hand. Alright. Very cool. That worked out pretty well. Now, articulation-wise, we have a lot. Side to side on the head, up and down on the head. There's kind of like a torso joint that's hidden by his armor. You can't really see it. He moves a lot. He also has his waist crunch, so, you know, he goes pretty far in multiple directions thanks to all the torso and waist articulation. I kind of like the crunch on the waist, you know. I think that's a good move. They should do that in Marvel Legends. You know, if they ever bothered making new sculpts for anyone but Spider-Man wave characters. You got kind of a forward back on the arm like that, forward and back on the arm like this, up and down on the arm, which isn't working. There we go. This is all kind of rubbery, so it doesn't get in the way of articulation as much as you would think. Oh, hello, little bug. Bicep swivel, double elbow bend, wrist swivel, forward and back on the wrists. We have some pretty cool in and out, forward and back, thigh, double knee, boot, and this foot's kind of stuck. I might need to heat it up or something because it doesn't want to articulate upwards and I don't want to snap it. But this foot goes up and down very well, side to side, peg holes, and a bit of detail on the bottom of the foot too, which is pretty radical. Now we're going to look at detail and paint. So, white figures often show imperfections very easily, like this black dot that's on the arm. But he looks pretty good. He doesn't look dirty or anything, you know. He looks nice. He's got a sheath kind of area for Saba, which is good. It's real rubbery, so Saba will fit in it very easily if you want to display him with Saba on the belt, which is also fine, you know. I'll remove Saba though, because I definitely want to display him with Saba in hand. The gold is all good, all the way around the figure. A nice shiny black. You know, the head is sculpted very well. It looks like you could fit, it looks like you could fit the human head in there, which is important, you know. That's important. So, they really did well on this White Ranger. Once again, this is the one I was least excited for, but that's because I have the figure art. The Mighty Morphin Rangers are easily going to be the ones I'm least excited for. Because I have the figure art for this one, and I have the Bandai Legacy for this one. And the Bandai Legacy figure for this White Ranger is not bad. You know, that line got bad towards the end, but the White Ranger they have in that line is pretty good. So let me move all these accessories to the side, and now we're going to focus on some size comparisons. First up, let's show him with some Toku heroes from other lines. From his team on the left, we have the Bandai Legacy GameStop exclusive Armored Red Ranger. Probably one of the better figures from that line, honestly, just because it was an exclusive and didn't have a Build-A-Figure part. But as you can see, this line is a little small for the Legacy line. Maybe some of the females could work, but there are no female figures out yet. We don't get one until Pink Mighty Morphin in Wave 2. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm kind of holding out for a Cat Ranger and also the 2 female Psycho Rangers. Those I would really like, as well as the Dino Thunder Yellow, even though I have the Legacy. I got a whole list, y'all. I got a whole list of Rangers I want. Oh, also White Mystic Force, please. But yeah, so it's a little small for the previous Adult Collector line. And I don't have a Sentai Hero Series figure from Bandai Japan to show you, but I do have a Rider Hero Series figure. And the American Masked Rider show did spin out of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Plus, Kamen Rider and Super Sentai are both owned by Toei. Both their adaptations were by Saban, blah, blah, blah. So here he is with the most recent Kamen Rider Zeo Build Armor. So, it won't go too great with the Rider Hero Series or a Sentai Hero Series either. I have a Sentai Hero Series on the way in the mail, so when my Sentai Hero Series figures get here, I will show them with these lines. These 2 guys right here. Don't worry about that. here he is with some more figures. Got to show him with a villain. Here on the left, from the kind of 4 or 5 inch line Bandai had going on, the Evil Red Ranger from the Super Ninja Steel line. Obviously, he doesn't scale well with those. This is the only one of this figure line I haven't put in storage yet. And the only reason I have him out of storage is because, you know, size comparisons. And then here on the left, I show him with an SH figure art. Kamen Rider XA Level 2, 20 Kamen Rider Kicks version. I could show him with the Power Ranger Super Sentai figure art, but all of mine are either boxed up, waiting to be opened to be reviewed, or are behind glass and not readily available. So, yeah. But that's how he scales with figure arts. And you know, it's not that bad, to be completely honest. He's a little big, but it's not that bad. And for our last size comparison today, saving the best for last, I have other Hasbro Power Ranger figures. So here on the left from the Beast Morphers line, which is kind of the current 6-inch line for the kids, we have Beast Morphers Blue Ranger. And I'm not watching Beast Morphers, but I am watching Go Busters, so I had to have this guy. But they actually look pretty good together. Obviously, their detail and articulation are worlds apart, but like size-wise, the Lightning Collection's only a smidge bigger. So I display them together. I have them all in the same display. So that's nice. And then on the left, the size comparison, or on the right, sorry. I am an elementary schooler. On the right, size comparison, you all wanted to see another Lightning Collection figure. This is Doggy Kruger, aka the SPD Shadow Ranger. Probably my favorite Power Ranger character of all time. I know most of you people would say Tommy or some Red Ranger, but Doggy Kruger was like the strongest Ranger in that show. He was the greatest Power Ranger mentor of all time. Screw Zordon. Tommy did a pretty good job as mentor in Dino Thunder, but he didn't hold a candle to the series after that. Doggy Kruger, best Power Ranger mentor. So, yeah, Doggy Kruger's a little taller than Tommy, but that makes sense. That makes complete sense, because White Ranger Tommy, assuming this is from the duration of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and not later with the Legacy Morpher, which I don't think it is, because I don't see the Legacy Morpher on his belt, that would mean this is Teenager Tommy, so a little shorter perhaps, and also Doggy Kruger is a tall adult alien. He's a very tall character, even when he's not morphed. I think he actually loses height when he morphs, because he's a big dog dude. But you gotta see Go Buster Red meet him, right? Not Go Buster Red, Beast Morphers Red, because Go Buster Red is afraid of chickens, but Beast Morphers Red is afraid of dogs. So yeah, that is it for size comparisons. So all in all, what are my final thoughts on the Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection? Mighty Morphin White Ranger Tommy Oliver. Great fig. My least favorite one in the wave so far. But that's mostly due to the fact that 1, Saba has weird inconsistent paint. And 2, I have so many White Rangers in my collection. I'm actually going to sell 1 or 2 of them to make room for this guy. Like, I have the Super Megaforce 20th Anniversary Mighty Morphin White Ranger Action Hero in package hanging on the wall. Gonna sell him. Might sell my big, like, 7-inch armored one. But right now it's staying in the collection because I actually quite like it. But I'm definitely selling the Super Megaforce one. So if you're interested in that, check out my link to eBay. I have several Power Ranger things that I've put up on there, as well as DC, Marvel. I put some Dragon Ball stuff up on there recently. So check out the eBay link in the description below. Hurry before it's all gone, But I'm going to keep adding more stuff, you know. You got to sell stuff to make room and money for more stuff. So that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. I adore the Lightning Collection. Every figure so far has been pretty awesome. You know, Tommy Oliver, one of the greatest Rangers of all time, even though ratings went up after Tommy left the show. Just that's a little fun Ranger trivia for you. The ratings went up when Tommy left the show. So that's it. Thank you all once again for your support, and I will be seeing you all later.